Hi everyone, a very warm welcome to the latest midweek message from St John's Church, Weymouth. Big hello to the church family in Weymouth. Hope you're doing okay. Equally big hello to anyone who's watching from anywhere else. You're really welcome, as we hope these messages will continue to provide a bit of a connection and some encouragement as well. I'd like to go back in time a little bit this morning. 4 years ago, almost to the day, I don't know what you were doing, but I sat down in order to watch a game of football on the TV. It was a game of football between Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur. I'm not a Spurs fan, I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I am a Leicester City fan. And this was a huge game for Leicester City. Leicester were on the brink of winning the Premier League for the first time in their history, a momentous sporting achievement. And in this particular match, if Chelsea either drew or won, then it would take Tottenham out of the game and Leicester would be crowned champions of the Premier League. I can't tell you how excited I was at the prospect of this happening. I can't tell you how anxious I was at the prospect of this not going well. And so I was pretty keyed up as I sat down to watch this game of football with Susie, who was slightly less enthusiastic, but happy to watch nonetheless. Tottenham scored first, which wasn't good news for Chelsea or for Leicester. And then Tottenham scored again, and it was looking pretty bleak. I needed some fresh air. I went out just for a walk to kind of clear my head. And in the process of that walk, I guess resigned myself to the prospect that Leicester weren't going to be winning the Premier League this evening. And maybe they may even not win it at all. And I got home and the second half was underway. And Chelsea got a goal back. And so I'm now back on the edge of my seat thinking, one more goal from Chelsea and Leicester, little Leicester, will win the Premier League title. An unprecedented achievement, 5,000 to 1 odds of this happening. Maybe, just maybe. And then with a few moments to go, a player called Eden Hazard makes a darting run into the box. He picks up the ball and curls an absolute beauty into the top corner. 2-2. As it stands, Leicester are going to win the Premier League. A few moments later, the final whistle is blown. Cue wild scenes of celebration. I was jumping up and down, mindful that the kids were in bed, not wanting to wake them up. Susie had a slightly concerned look on her face. People across Leicester fans across the country were delirious with celebration at what had just been achieved. It was the highest moment of any Leicester fans' history of supporting that club. It may never be eclipsed by anything greater. An absolute wonderful memory. I still pinch myself now that it even happened. It was so unusual, but a great memory, and continue to be a proud Leicester fan, and they continue to do quite well. But actually, for that wonderful high, I could tell you about many low moments supporting Leicester City. I've seen them relegated a fair few times. I've seen them just miss out on promotion a fair few times. I've seen last-minute winners go in against them. I've seen them take a drubbing off other teams. That's just sport. And if you're watching this and you're a sports fan, you'll be nodding along, because whoever you support, you know the highs and you know the lows, and the highs make the lows really hard to take, but the lows make the highs all the sweeter. That's just sport, and that's just football, but it's so true of life as well. And the more people I talk to about what life is like during lockdown, the more people seem to say, well, there are good days and there are bad days. And more than that, there are actually really, really good moments and really, really hard moments. It's my experience of lockdown as well. There are days when I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the difference that it brings. I'm enjoying a new perspective that it's bringing. I'm enjoying a different pace, a different way of working. I'm enjoying time with the family. I'm enjoying sitting around the meal table together on a much more regular basis. And then there are days where actually it feels really, really hard. And we see the news and we remember why this is taking place. And we, like you, know people who are ill at the moment. And it's heartbreaking and it's horrible to see. Great moments, really, really difficult moments. Today I'm finding lockdown quite hard. Not in an overly dramatic way, but just struggling a bit with the sameness of the days, and I like to be out and about meeting with people and being face to face with people, and that's just not an option at the moment, and it's raining, which doesn't help. I wonder how you are today. Maybe you can recognize that ebb and flow of good and bad. With that in mind, I want to read Psalm 23. This was the part of scripture that we began lockdown with, the very first midweek message, with just a couple of days after self-isolation and lockdown taking place. I read Psalm 23. It's the ultimate highs and lows part of scripture, as you'll hear as I read it. And so I want to encourage you to listen to these words, but really I want to almost pray them over you, because I don't know what kind of day you're having. It might be an okay day. It might be a terrible day. It might be a day that you are actually almost enjoying the circumstances that you find yourself in. Whatever is absolutely fine. Our emotions, our feelings are all completely legitimate, and God invites us to draw close to him however we're feeling. Last week we talked about transformation. He doesn't like to leave us as we are. In his love, he enables us to change. But however you're feeling today, hear these words. May they be for you a great reminder that God is with you in all circumstances. Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not be in want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. He restores my soul. He guides me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And so with those words in your mind, and I hope in your heart as well, you'll know that whatever you're feeling today, whatever you're going through, you'll know the truth of that psalm, that God is with us. It's a psalm about presence. His presence is with us. It's not dependent on circumstances. It's not dependent on our mood. He is with us all the time. There are good days, there are bad days. There are many more to come ahead of us as well. God is with us in all of it. Goodness and mercy will be with us in all of it. Even when we feel like we're surrounded by enemies, he's with us, blessing us. Even when we're in that dark shadow, the valley of the shadow of death, he is with us. Even when things feel serene and content, he is with us. He is the one who restores our souls. So may you know God's restoration today as you listen to these words, as you watch this, as you go about the rest of your day. The highs and lows of life, God is with us through it all. And so until next time, we continue to pray God's blessing on you, that you'll know his goodness and his mercy with you. You'll know his presence, and you'll continue to take care and to take care of each other as well. God bless.